The first thing I'm going to do is find where the elastic is stitched in, and I'm going to use my seam ripper to make a little bit of a cut here in the fabric so I can get to that elastic. You can see the end of it right there. I'm going to do the same thing down the other end of my diaper. Again, you can see the end of that elastic in there. Alright, to get these stitches undone, there are a lot of little tight stitches in there. I've found that the easiest way for me is to come around this side, kind of pull it tight, and just carefully try to get these back stitches. And once you get these done as best you can kind of come around to this side and kind of pull on this a little bit, and you can get easier access to those stitches, and then just get your seam ripper right in there to loosen them up. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I got my first end undone, and I've tacked it here to my new elastic. Normally I'd use a safety pin for this, but I couldn't find one, so I'm using a straight pin, but I've got the pointed end going this way because I'm going to be pulling it this way and I don't want it to grab. So I've got this end done, and once I got this secured, I went down to the other end and I loosened it so that it's ready to be pulled through. So I am going to tuck this inside here and start pulling it through. Alright, there we go. I can go ahead and take the pin off. My old worn out elastic, there is no stretch left to that at all. Now I'm just going to feel here to make sure my elastic is all flat. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to pull down this elastic here a little bit and leave a little bit of it sticking out here at the end, and then go in with your sewing machine and tack it down. Alright, now that I have my first side tacked down, I am going to pull my elastic until I get this to a tension that I want. You don't want it to be too tight in comparison to the other side. I don't know if you can see very well here, but I think that looks pretty good for what I'm wanting. So I'm going to hold this here, and I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine and tack it down just like I did on the other side. So, okay. Now I can go ahead and cut my elastic here. I'm going to leave just a little tail there. And then what I'm going to do is kind of tuck it up here inside of this opening. Okay, so I've tucked my elastic in, and I'm going to kind of pull this little hole here back together. I've got my machine set to a nice zigzag, and I'm going to come in here and just kind of zigzag this opening closed. You can see there the opening is closed. Now when you get the other piece of elastic in, I could have measured these, but I wasn't sure how much it was going to take to begin with. So I just threaded it through, and I haven't cut it yet. I pinned it, just kind of gave it a stretch, see how it felt, laid it out, see how it looked. And it looks about right, so I'm going to go ahead and pin it there. And there you have it. You've got your fixed elastic versus the blown out elastic. everything's all stretchy and working again.